Oh, hello. Okay, let's see. Interesting. Well, I thought I turned live off, but obviously it's still going live. Fantastic. That's what we're doing then. Okay. Hello. Welcome to this episode of the Womanly Way podcast. I am your host, Lala Angela Wang. Geez, I can't believe we're in March already and it's still so warm here in Australia. Yeah, I'm sweating. You're like, too much information, Lala. We don't need to know this. Okay, good. At least we got that out of my head. So it actually took me a while to sit in front of the screen and decide exactly what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. I actually had something planned, and then I was like, oh, wait, we're actually doing a rebrand, like a relaunch, and starting season 2 of the podcast. Reason why? I'm going to keep it as a secret because it's a surprise, but also because I think we've been doing this for a year and a bit now, almost a year and a half. And sometimes you just need a bit of new energy. But March, as some of you might know, is my birthday, and I really want to do something special this birthday. I felt like if I'm going to do anything special, besides the big birthdays like the 40s, the 50s, and 60s, this is the year. When I did my astrology reading earlier, actually it was the end of last year. This year is actually my Jupiter year. Yeah, but also this year is a bit of a messy year for me. Everything's a little bit all over the place, and I'm already feeling the all over the place energy. Started a new job, taken over a new business, and rebranding, relaunching the podcast. And I have so many exciting things that's sort of planned, partnership that we're rolling out this year. So yeah, it is a bit of a all over the place year, and hence I want to talk to you guys about this topic today. How to ground in chaos. A lot of people look at my life and quite often, especially in the business world, people are like, how are you juggling all of this? Well, the reality is I'm not. If I have to be truly honest, I'm not. To some people, I'm winging it. But if you understand energy and if you understand frequency, vibration, and spiritual connection, I've actually surrendered. On the days where I wake up, I go like, I don't even know where to start. These are the days that I surrender. I literally say to my guides, show me what's not aligned that I need to let go of. And for all the things that are aligned, show me the way. And I'll be honest with you, not every day is easy. So last Thursday, I had to do a day trip to a town called Wagga Wagga. That's one of my projects is based out there at the moment, which is fine. But it's the day after. So on Friday, I had a list of things to do. And then a colleague of mine came and go, oh, can you help us with this as well? So I just laughed. I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. The fact that I don't even know which task I am starting today, sure, just give me another thing. But what I asked my guides that day was, okay, I got all these things to do. Made them be ease and flowy and just just guide me through it. So I didn't finish everything, and I had to do some work on Saturday. God bless Scott and George. They went swimming for a very long time. George loves swimming at the moment. And so I was able to get the things that I needed to be done. In less than what I anticipated that was going to take me. So back in the days, I would have said to you, I meditate, I journal, I ground myself, I ground my energy in those chaotic times. But now I'm just like, I do things on the run. So I would clear my energy still. What I love doing recently is I would ask Saint Germain to apply his violet light and cleanse anything that is stagnant, that is not mine, that needed to be cleared. So I am always in my highest vibration. Now, am I always? Always? No, but whenever I can, right? And then every day I ask for my guides to show me what is in my highest alignment and also show me what is not. So we can release and we can let go and we can elevate. But all of these things I do on the run because that's just me at the moment. But you know what's most important? I find, and you're going to, this is going to be the first series that's going to start when we relaunch the podcast in season 2. To me, right now, especially now stepping into my 40s, my health is my number one priority. Sleep is my number one priority. On those days when I'm just like all over the place, I find that sleep is what really grounds me. I've got my grounding mat that covers our entire bed, and that's how I recuperate my energy. That's how, I get a clear head because let's face it, as a full-time working mum, if I don't get enough sleep, I can't function. And if I can't function, I get cranky. If I get cranky, well, let's just say I don't think I'll be very productive that way. But at the same time, I think what's important in order to ground ourselves in the chaos is not to look at chaos as a bad thing. And I often reference this back to when I was at uni doing architecture. My mum often come into my room and go, "Your room is a mess." I'm like, actually, it's not. I know where everything is. I've got a pathway to go from the front door to my bed, which is the opposite corner. And I know where everything is. And to me, that is my life. To the outset, to people who don't understand me, it looks like chaos. It looks like a mess. But to me, there's a certain order, right? There's a certain things that need to be done. And it might sound interesting to some of you, but for me, having order and having certainty in certain parts of my life is important because that is my foundation. That's what grounds me. That's what allowed me to feel grounded. And that's what allowed me to feel at peace. And that's really, I think, feeling grounded, the most important thing, especially I think for feminine energy, for us female, is to feel safe. Right. Recently my mentor Donna said to me, look, to her, our car, our bedroom, and our office are related to the base chakra. And I love that because she said to me, just try it, right? Keep your office tidy, keep your bedroom tidy, and keep your car tidy and see how you feel. I feel so much more grounded because I come into the space, it's no longer messy and all over the place. Now, to you, you might be like, well, it's still messy. Like, if you look at my background, if you're looking at this live, it may still look like messy to you, but that's my order, right? So for me, having my kind of order is important. Not feel like everything is all over the place, right? I think having time frames where we do things, having blocks where we do things is important. Having a calendar that runs smoothly, that is important. And even though if you have lots of things on your calendar every day, like allowing for breathing space and making sure that you know your calendar, making sure you review your calendar on a regular basis. Like, I only just looked at my calendar before I jump on because that allows me to get a clear vision as to what my week look like. I already know this is going to be a bit of a chaotic week. We've got International Women's Day on Friday. I've got things that I had to prep for our International Women's Day breakfast. And I still have work to do, right? So, yeah, it is a little bit messy. It is a little bit all over the place. But if you can be prepared for it, and for me, it's like if I can see the progression, if I can see the order, the sequencing in terms of things happening, then I can plan the day. Sometimes I think as moms, parents, as people, basically, we go, oh, I'm too busy. But if you only just allow yourself a little bit of time, right, to, like, for me, it's important that when I start my day, my desk is tidy. So I spend a little bit of time before I get out of my office on Friday to make sure that my desk is tidy because that's important to me. It means that I can start on Monday with a good mood. Every Monday we do our planning resourcing session. I don't do it on Monday anymore because I did it my first time doing it on a Monday and it's chaotic because Monday morning is always chaotic. So guess what? I did my resourcing on Friday. It's done. I don't have to worry about it. I can go into work on Monday morning feeling fresh and ready for my week. I can prioritize differently now. I pre-arranged some of my meetings for next week, and I even schedule in some of the key things that I need to do, which means I know what I'm doing each day. And that is important, right? Because how often do you step into an environment going, I don't know what I'm doing today. So if even just by scheduling or assigning a block of time to do a certain things, that allows me to feel so much calmer and so much at peace. Because the reality is, even without a busy schedule, right? If you think about like an ordinary day for me, it's get up, get George ready, out of the door to daycare before 7, hopefully, park my car, walk to work, and all that happens before 7:30. Generally, that's the aim. And this is if George doesn't decide to have a tantrum or do something different, and then all of a sudden 7:30 becomes 8 o'clock. Getting to work, make sure I got breakfast, I got coffee, I got my day planned. And that's just a normal day. Like, mornings for us are chaotic because trying to get out of the door, right? And if it's really a really warm day, I still have to squeeze in a shower, do my hair, and all the things. So it is important to have framework, to have, a set time that you do things. People always say kids need framework. Why? because it's predictability, and they feel safe and secure if they can predict what they're doing, if they know what they're doing. And I'm really finding as adults, we're the same. We're the same. Because as human beings, we thrive with certainty. Yes, there are aspects of us that perhaps wanted some uncertainty, wanted some, excitement. That happens too. But framework makes life a whole lot easier, especially when you are already feeling chaotic. Now you're like, well, but what if you've done all that, it is still chaotic? Like my life, it's still chaotic. Well, the rest comes to, I think the rest of the work is really all about mindset. Part of my motto is done is better than perfect. A good job on a Monday or even a Tuesday is still better than a perfect job done on a Friday, because it's all about opportunity cost. It's all about the cost of the time, right? So an example would be, I was meant to get a meeting minute out on Friday and I just didn't have the time to do it. So on Saturday, I went through the minute. Now, this is not my minute. It's a different format than what I'm used to. It's an old format that's been passed down by a few people already. Am I happy with the format? No. Am I happy with the way that it's written? No. But does it capture everything? Yes, it has. So I sent it out. If I need to change it, if I need to amend it, we can do it next time. We can do it next time when I have more time to digest the information. When I'm doing it myself, it's a lot easier, right? So I think the first mentality is when life is chaotic, the first mindset approach that I take is done is better than perfect. The second one is be kind to yourself. When things are already chaotic and we continue to beat ourselves up with our inner self-talk, it doesn't help. If anything, it makes it even worse. It makes it more chaotic. It makes your brain more scattered. It makes you doubt yourself. So be kind to yourself. And make sure you set aside time where you can. Even if you do it on the run like me, to do whatever it takes to make you feel more centered and grounded. It could just be taking some deep breaths. It could just be going to bed a little bit earlier. It could just be leaving your living area a little bit messier. It could just be having a not give a F moment and just do whatever you feel like. Because you'll need it. Because you'll need it. But sometimes, you know what? Sometimes I would even, if I really seriously be like, can't deal with this, I sometimes ask my guide, I'm like, it's too much that I have to do. I have to be all over the place. Can you just clear some of the appointments out for me? Can you just simplify it a little bit for me? And 99% of the time, someone will cancel, someone will reschedule, a gap would all of a sudden appear on my calendar. Right. Well, guess what? I'm going to have to call my dentist tomorrow to say, hey, that Tuesday appointment that I confirmed last week? Unfortunately, I've got another appointment, important work meeting that came up. I'm going to have to reschedule. But whatever time that I reschedule, I'm sure it's going to be better than this Tuesday morning, because it's just not gonna work. Right? It's just not gonna work. It's just gonna be too chaotic. It is okay to move your appointment. And if you feel like you can't move it, ask your guides to move it for you. Then you'd be surprised what would happen. You'd be surprised. Now, thirdly, is to be honest with yourself. Are you really taking on too much? Are you really taking on too much? And it's a conversation I have to check in with myself all the time, which is also linked to point number 4, have somebody. If you are a yes person, have somebody that is able to tell you with honesty, compassion, and love that you're taking on too much. Because it's okay. It's okay to say, hey, I changed my mind. I shouldn't have taken on this job. I shouldn't have said yes to this. I shouldn't have said yes to the date. I shouldn't have said yes to girls' night out because it's just too much. And currently, I can't handle it right now. It's okay. It's so okay. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say time out. It's okay to take your shoes off and stand on grass for a little while. Because we're all human. And it is okay to be chaotic. If you could simply accept that's part of who you are, perhaps. Go and check out Marina Simone, because she is somebody that I really see that embraces chaos so well. Right? I think as a society, and this is what I think season 2 of the Womanly Way podcast is really going to be about. I want to talk about even more of the truth of what working parenthood is like. It's chaotic. And yet we all survived, right? And it's okay to be chaotic. If people don't understand, they're not in your camp, and that's okay too. But I think first step in making anything, to normalize anything, is to talk about it more. We need to stop pretend everything is perfect, because nothing is perfect, right? Everything is a little bit imperfect, but they're all imperfectly perfect, perfectly imperfect. I think we need to really look at parenthood, look at motherhood, look at everything as imperfect, and accept that they are imperfect, and start talking about the truth. Because the more that we can share, the more we can talk about it, the more that we can take that burden, that pressure to be perfect off everybody's shoulder. Like, just look at me right now. On a live, wearing PJ. I keep touching my hair because I really need to wash my hair, but I'm going to do it tomorrow morning because it's going to be a really warm night. And I just know with my hair, it's going to come up all over the place tomorrow morning. Not ideal, but yeah. So, and I'd rather get an early night's sleep and a good night's sleep than worry about my hair. Then we can get up a little bit earlier tomorrow and wash my hair and get myself ready and rush out the door again, and I'll be sweaty anyway. Right? That is life. And that is what makes life interesting. That is what makes life exciting and different every day. And just know that the universe will never give you anything that you cannot handle. And if you take every opportunity, take every task, every challenge as a way to grow and to be, I guess, to embrace and that will help you to become a better version of you, then I think you will look at challenges very differently. Instead of thinking, oh, can you embrace it? Can you enjoy it? Can you laugh at yourself? And just look at life as more of a positive experience to grow and expand your soul rather than a torture and painful experience. I think that would, if we can all look at life that way, that would actually remove a lot of the chaos. Because a lot of the chaos, I truly believe, is all in our head. How often does people come to me, oh my God, how do you handle this? Well, the truth is, I don't see it as dramatic as you do. And then therefore, I am handling it just fine. The problem is so many of us take on other people's beliefs and other people's opinions and beliefs that if people think that our life is this way, then our life must be that way. Well, the truth is, my life is how I looked at it. And if I don't look at it as a challenge or as a chaotic mess, it's not a mess to me. It's fine. It's just, I need to rest when I need to rest. I am happy doing what I'm doing and be busy when I do. And if I feel like it's too much, I take a break. Understand yourself and figure out what works for you is the most important thing. And if anything, I truly believe when we are facing with chaos in our lives, it's an opportunity to figure out what is in your highest good, what is your flow, what lights you up, and how do you want to do your life. That's all. And even if that doesn't work for now, you can always change. And if your circumstance changes, you can change again. There's no right or wrong, and life is constantly evolving. So embrace the change and feel free to change whenever you feel like it's aligned. I know it sounds like a whole lot of like just over the place things from me this episode, but it's really how I'm feeling right now. And I think, through this process of talking to you guys, I'm also processing how I am processing through this whole phase of my life. And I have really come to acceptance that yes, it's going to be a little bit messy, but it's okay. As long as I've got my basic things in order, that is going to give me the foundation of order, and then everything else above it can be a little bit messy, and that's okay with me. I seriously don't know who this message is for. Perhaps it's only for me. But if it helps you, I'm glad. In the meantime, this is me signing out, and I will talk to you next time. Just remember, be you, do you, and love you as much as you can, because no one else will love and adore you as much as you can. It's on you. Love you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.